Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to talk about a truth that transcends time, a truth that defies the limitations we often impose on ourselves. It's a simple yet profound idea. Age is just a number. Let me break this down for you, not with complex theories, but with the raw, unfiltered reality of life. Dreams don't expire. They don't come stamped with a best before date, and they certainly don't fade away just because the years pass. Yet somewhere along the way, society tries to convince us otherwise. It tells us that there's a timeline for success, a deadline for achievement, and that if we haven't made it by a certain age, we've missed our chance. But let me tell you something. That's a lie. A dangerous, limiting lie. Dreams are timeless. They are born in the heart, nurtured by passion, and fueled by perseverance. They don't care how old you are, where you come from, or what you've done in the past. All they care about is whether you're willing to fight for them. Think about it. Some of the most remarkable stories in history are about people who refuse to let age define their potential. Colonel Sanders didn't start KFC until he was in his 60s. Vera Wang didn't design her first wedding dress until she was 40. Stan Lee didn't create Spider-Man until he was in his 40s either. These individuals didn't let the number of candles on their birthday cake dictate their ambition. They understood that dreams don't have an expiration date, only people do when they give up on themselves. The truth is, it's never too late to start, it's never too late to try, and it's never too late to believe in something bigger than yourself. But why do so many of us fall into the trap of thinking otherwise? Why do we let age become a barrier instead of a bridge? Often it's because we're afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of looking foolish for chasing something that seems out of reach. We convince ourselves that we're too old to take risks, too old to learn something new, too old to start over. But here's the thing, fear doesn't discriminate by age. It's just as paralyzing at 20 as it is at 50 or 70. The difference is in how we choose to respond to it. Do we let it stop us, or do we push through it? Because on the other side of fear is freedom. The freedom to live a life without regrets, a life where you can look back and say, I tried. Dreams are also deeply personal. They're not about meeting someone else's expectations or living up to societal standards. They're about what sets your soul on fire, what makes you feel alive, what gives your life meaning. And that's something that doesn't diminish with age. If anything, it grows stronger. As we get older, we gain clarity. We learn what truly matters to us, what we're willing to fight for, and what we're willing to let go of. Age brings wisdom, and wisdom helps us refine our dreams to focus on what's truly important. So, if you've been sitting on a dream, waiting for the right time, let me tell you this, the right time is now. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when you retire, when the kids are grown, now. Because dreams don't expire, but time does. Every day you wait is a day you'll never get back. And every day you take a step towards your dream, no matter how small, is a day you're living with purpose. It doesn't matter if you're 25 or 65. What matters is that you're moving forward, that you're refusing to let fear or doubt or societal expectations hold you back. Dreams are eternal. They're the heartbeat of humanity. The strength is ageless. It's a truth that transcends the physical, reaching deep into the core of who we are. When we talk about strength, it's easy to think of it in terms of muscle, endurance, or the ability to lift heavy weights. But true strength, the kind that matters most, isn't confined to the body. It's found in the mind, the heart, and the spirit. It's the resilience to keep going when everything in you wants to quit. It's the courage to stand up after you've been knocked down. It's the determination to keep fighting no matter how many times life tries to break you. And here's the thing, this kind of strength doesn't diminish with age. If anything, it grows stronger. Think about the people who inspire you the most. Chances are it's not just their physical abilities that leave an impression. It's their character. It's their ability to face adversity head on, to rise above challenges, and to keep moving forward no matter what. That's the kind of strength that's ageless. It doesn't matter if you're 20 or 80. What matters is the fire within you. Physical strength may wane over time. That's just the reality of the human body, but the strength of character, the strength of will, the strength of spirit, those only deepen with experience. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, every failure you endure, they all add layers to your resilience. They make you tougher, wiser, and more determined. And let's be honest, life isn't easy. It throws curveballs when you least expect them. It tests you in ways you never imagined. But here's the beauty of it. Every time you face a challenge, you have a choice. You can let it break you or you can let it build you. And that choice has nothing to do with your age. It has everything to do with your mindset. I've seen 20-year-olds give up at the first sign of trouble, and I've seen 70-year-olds fight with everything they've got. Age isn't a determining factor. Attitude is. It's about how you choose to respond to the challenges life throws your way. Do you see them as roadblocks or as opportunities to grow? Do you let them define you or do you use them to refine you? Strength is also about adaptability. As we age, our circumstances change. Our bodies change. Our responsibilities change. Our priorities change. But true strength lies in the ability to adapt, to find new ways to thrive in the face of change. Maybe you can't run as fast as you used to, but you can still move. Maybe you can't work as long as you used to, but you can still contribute. Maybe you can't do everything you once did, but you can still do something. Strength isn't about doing what you've always done. It's about finding new ways to keep going, no matter what. And let's not forget the strength that comes from experience. With age comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes a deeper understanding of what truly matters. You learn to let go of the things that don't serve you, to focus on what's important, and to channel your energy into what truly makes a difference. That's the kind of strength that only comes with time. It's the strength to say no to distractions, to stay focused on your goals, and to keep pushing forward even when the path ahead is unclear. So when we talk about strength being ageless, what we're really talking about is the indomitable human spirit. It's the part of us that refuses to give up no matter how tough things get. It's the part of us that keeps dreaming, keeps striving, keeps fighting, and that kind of strength doesn't fade with time. It grows, it evolves, it becomes a force to be reckoned with. Because strength isn't about how much you can lift or how fast you can run. It's about how much you can endure, how much you can overcome, and how much you're willing to keep going no matter what life throws your way. And that's something that knows no age. Learning never stops. It's a lifelong journey, a continuous process that doesn't end when we leave school, graduate from college, or retire from work. It's woven into the fabric of our existence, a fundamental part of what it means to be human. Yet somewhere along the way, many of us fall into the trap of thinking that learning has an expiration date, that once we reach a certain age or achieve a certain level of success, we no longer need to grow, to evolve, to expand our minds. But nothing could be further from the truth. Learning is not confined to classrooms or textbooks. It happens every day, in every experience, in every interaction. It's in the mistakes we make, the challenges we face, and the curiosity we nurture. And it's available to us at any age, at any stage of life. Think about it. Every time you try something new, you're learning. Every time you face a problem and find a solution, you're learning. Every time you listen to someone with a different perspective, you're learning. Learning isn't just about acquiring knowledge. It's about expanding your understanding of the world and your place in it. It's about becoming more adaptable, more resilient, more open-minded. And that's something that never stops. In fact, the more you learn, the more you realize how much there is to discover. The world is vast, complex, and ever-changing. There's always something new to explore, something new to understand, something new to master. But why do so many of us stop actively seeking to learn as we get older? Often it's because we become comfortable. We settle into routines, into familiar patterns, into ways of thinking that feel safe and predictable. We tell ourselves that we already know enough, that we don't need to keep pushing ourselves. But comfort is the enemy of growth. When we stop learning, we stop growing. We become stagnant, stuck in our ways, resistant to change. And in a world that's constantly evolving, that's a dangerous place to be. The truth is, the moment you stop learning is the moment you start falling behind. Learning also keeps us young, not just in body, but in mind and spirit. It keeps us curious, engaged, and alive. It challenges us to think differently, to see the world through new eyes, to embrace new possibilities. It keeps our minds sharp, our perspectives fresh, and our spirits vibrant. And it's never too late to start. Whether you're 25 or 75, there's always something new to learn, always a new skill to develop, always a new way to grow. Age is not a barrier to learning, it's an opportunity. With age comes experience, and with experience comes the wisdom to know what truly matters, to focus on what's important, and to let go of what's not. Moreover, learning is a powerful tool for reinvention. Life is full of transitions, career changes, personal transformations, shifts in priorities, and in those moments of change, learning becomes our greatest ally. It gives us the tools to adapt, to pivot, to start anew. It allows us to reinvent ourselves, to explore new passions, to pursue new paths. Whether it's learning a new language, picking up a new hobby, or diving into a new field, the act of learning opens doors and creates opportunities. It reminds us that we are not defined by our past, but by our potential. And let's not forget the joy of learning. There's something deeply satisfying about acquiring new knowledge, about mastering a new skill, about solving a problem that once seemed insurmountable. Learning brings a sense of accomplishment, a sense of purpose, a sense of wonder. It reminds us that life is full of possibilities, that there's always more to discover, more to achieve, more to become. It keeps us engaged, excited, and eager to see what's next. So if you've ever thought that you're too old to learn or that you've already learned enough, let me tell you this, you're wrong. Learning is a gift, a privilege, a responsibility. It's what keeps us moving forward, what keeps us growing, what keeps us alive. It's what allows us to navigate the complexities of life with grace and resilience. And it's something that never, ever stops. No matter where you are in life, no matter how much you think you know, there's always more to learn. And that's the beauty of it. Fear is the real enemy. It's not failure, not rejection, not even the challenges life throws at us. Fear is what holds us back, what keeps us stuck, what whispers in our ear that we're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough. Fear is the invisible barrier between where we are and where we want to be. It's the voice that tells us to play it safe, to stay in our comfort zone, to avoid taking risks. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. It magnifies the worst case scenario, distorts reality, and convinces us that we're incapable of overcoming obstacles. And if we let it, fear can rob us of our potential, our dreams, and our joy. But it doesn't have to be that way, because fear only has as much power as we give it. Think about the things you've been afraid to do. Maybe it's starting a new career, pursuing a passion, or simply speaking up for yourself. What's stopping you? Chances are it's not the actual risk of failure, it's the fear of failure. Fear has a way of paralyzing us, of making us believe that the consequences of trying are worse than the consequences of staying where we are. But here's the thing, fear is often irrational. It's based on assumptions, not facts. It's rooted in the unknown, in the what-ifs that may never come to pass. And the more we feed it, the bigger it grows. But the moment we confront it, the moment we take that first step despite the fear, it begins to lose its grip. Fear also thrives on comparison. It tells us that everyone else has it figured out, that we're the only ones struggling, that we don't measure up. But that's another lie. Everyone feels fear. Everyone doubts themselves. Everyone faces moments of uncertainty. The difference is in how we respond to it. Do we let it control us, or do we push through it? Because on the other side of fear is freedom. The freedom to live authentically, to take risks, to pursue what truly matters to us, and that freedom is worth fighting for. One of the most insidious forms of fear is the fear of judgment. We worry about what others will think, how they'll perceive us, whether they'll approve. But here's the truth, you can't control what other people think. And even if you could, their opinions don't define you. What defines you is how you choose to live your life, how you choose to face your fears, how you choose to show up in the world. When you stop worrying about judgment and start focusing on your own values and goals, fear begins to lose its power. You realize that the only person you need to impress is yourself. Fear also has a way of keeping us small. It convinces us that we're not capable of greatness, that we should settle for less, that we don't deserve more. But that's not true. You are capable of more than you think. You are stronger than you realize, and you are worthy of every dream you've ever had. The only thing standing in your way is fear. And the good news is fear can be overcome. It starts with awareness, recognizing when fear is holding you back. It continues with action, taking small, deliberate steps toward what scares you, and it ends with empowerment, realizing that you are more powerful than your fears. The truth is, fear will never completely go away. It's a natural part of being human, a survival mechanism that's hardwired into our brain. But we don't have to let it control us. We can acknowledge it, understand it, and then move forward anyway. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the willingness to act in spite of it. Every time you face your fears, you build resilience. Every time you push through the discomfort, you grow stronger. And every time you prove to yourself that you can handle what's on the other side, you chip away at fear's power. So if fear has been holding you back, it's time to take a stand. It's time to stop letting fear dictate your choices and start living the life you were meant to live. Because fear is the real enemy, but it's an enemy you can defeat. All it takes is the courage to take that first step. And once you do, you'll realize that fear was never as big as it seemed. It was just an illusion, a shadow that disappears when you shine the light of action on it. And on the other side of that shadow is a life of possibility, growth, and fulfillment. Legacy is built over time. It's not something that happens overnight, in a single moment of brilliance or a stroke of luck. It's the result of consistent effort, unwavering dedication, and a commitment to something greater than oneself. A legacy is not just about what you achieve, it's about the impact you make, the lives you touch, and the values you uphold. It's about the small, everyday choices that add up to something extraordinary. And while it may take years, even decades, to see the full picture of your legacy, every step you take today is a brick in the foundation of what you'll leave behind. Think about the people who have left a lasting mark on the world. Their legacies weren't built in a day. They were built through years of hard work, perseverance, and resilience. They faced setbacks, failures, and doubts, but they kept going. They understood that greatness is not a destination, but a journey, and that every step forward, no matter how small, contributes to the bigger picture. A legacy is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up day after day, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching, and doing the work that matters. Legacy is also about intention. It's about living with purpose, with a clear sense of what you want to contribute to the world. It's not enough to simply go through the motions to live a life of convenience or comfort. A meaningful legacy requires thoughtfulness, reflection, and a deep understanding of your values. What do you stand for? What do you want to be remembered for? These are the questions that guide the choices you make, the relationships you build, and the impact you create. A legacy is not an accident, it's a deliberate act of creation. But building a legacy is not just about the big dramatic moments, it's also about the small, seemingly insignificant ones. It's about the kindness you show to a stranger, the time you invest in a loved one, the effort you put into your work, even when it goes unnoticed. These are the moments that define who you are and what you leave behind. A legacy is not just about what you accomplish, it's about how you live, it's about the way you treat people, the way you handle challenges, and the way you stay true to yourself even when it's difficult. Legacy is also about connection. It's about the relationships you build, the communities you nurture, and the lives you influence. No one builds a legacy alone. It's through our connections with others that we create something lasting. So whether it's mentoring someone, supporting a cause, or simply being there for the people in your life, these actions ripple out into the world, creating a web of impact that extends far beyond your own lifetime. A legacy is not just about what you do, it's about how you inspire others to do and be more. And let's not forget that legacy is not static. It's not something you create once and then forget about. It's a living, evolving thing that grows and changes as you do. It's shaped by your experiences, your choices, and your growth. Even when you think you've reached the end of your journey, your legacy continues to take shape through the lives you've touched and the seeds you've planted. It's a reminder that your impact doesn't end with you. It lives on in the stories people tell, the lessons they've learned, and the ways they've been inspired by you. So if you want to build a legacy, start today. Start with the choices you make, the values you uphold, and the people you invest in. Start with the belief that what you do matters, even if you can't see the results right away. Because a legacy is not built in a moment, it's built over time. It's a sum of a lifetime of effort, love, and purpose. And while it may take years to see the full picture, every step you take today is a step towards something greater. A legacy is not just about what you leave behind, it's about how you live your life every single day. Passion fuels the soul, it's the fire that ignites within us, the driving force that pushes us to dream bigger, work harder, and reach further. Passion is what makes us feel alive, what gives our lives meaning and purpose. It's not just a fleeting emotion or a momentary burst of enthusiasm. It's a deep, enduring connection to something that matters deeply to us. Whether it's a creative pursuit, a career, a cause, or a relationship, passion is what keeps us going when the road gets tough, when obstacles arise, and when doubt creeps in. It's the heartbeat of our ambitions, the spark that turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary achievements. Think about the times in your life when you felt most alive, most energized, most fulfilled. Chances are those moments were fueled by passion. Passion has a way of transforming the mundane into the magical. It turns work into play, challenges into opportunities, and dreams into realities. When you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like a burden or an obligation. It feels like a calling. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning, what keeps you up at night, and what fills your heart with a sense of purpose. Passion is not just something you have, it's something you live. But passion is not always easy to find or easy to sustain. Life has a way of wearing us down, of burying our passions under layers of responsibility, routine, and fear. We get caught up in the day-to-day and the demands of work, family, and society, and we forget what it feels like to be truly passionate about something. We settle for comfort over curiosity, for security over excitement, for the familiar over the unknown. And in doing so, we risk losing touch with the very thing that makes us feel most alive. But here's the truth. Passion is not something that happens to us. It's something we choose. It's a decision to pursue what sets our souls on fire, even when it's difficult, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's scary. Passion also requires courage. It requires us to take risks, to step outside our comfort zones, and to face the possibility of failure. Because passion is not just about the highs, it's also about the lows. It's about the moments of doubt, the setbacks, the times when it feels like the world is against you. But it's in those moments that passion proves its worth. It's what keeps you going when everything else tells you to quit. It's what reminds you why you started in the first place. Passion is not just about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about the process of creating, of striving, of becoming. And it's in that process that we find our greatest joy and fulfillment. Moreover, passion is contagious. When you live with passion, you inspire others to do the same. You show them what's possible, what it looks like to live a life driven by purpose and enthusiasm. Passion has a way of breaking down barriers, of bringing people together, of creating a sense of connection and community. It's not just about what you do, it's about how you make others feel. When you pursue your passions, you give others permission to do the same. You remind them that life is too short to settle for anything less than what sets their souls on fire. And let's not forget that passion is deeply personal. It's not about what others expect of you or what society tells you to pursue. It's about what resonates with you, what makes your heart sing, what gives your life meaning. Your passion may not look like anyone else's, and that's okay. In fact, that's what makes it so powerful. It's uniquely yours, a reflection of who you are and what you value. And when you embrace it fully, when you let it guide your choices and shape your life, you tap into a source of energy and inspiration that is limitless. So if you've been holding back, if you've been waiting for the right time to pursue your passion, let me tell you this, the right time is now. Passion is not something you can put on hold. It's something you need to nurture, to cultivate, to live. It's what fuels your soul, what drives your dreams, and what makes life worth living. Don't let fear, doubt, or circumstance extinguish your fire. Embrace your passion, follow it wherever it leads, and let it light up your life. Because when you live with passion, you don't just exist, you thrive. And in thriving, you create a life that is rich, meaningful, and deeply fulfilling. The present is your power. It's the only moment you truly have, the only space where you can take action, make decisions, and create change. The past is gone, a collection of memories and experiences that have shaped you but no longer define you. The future is uncertain, a realm of possibilities that hasn't yet come to pass. But the present is real, it's tangible, it's where life happens, and it's where your power lies. Too often, We get caught up in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. And in doing so, we miss the opportunity to fully live in the now. But when you embrace the present, when you focus your energy on what you can do right here, right now, you tap into a source of strength and potential that is limitless. Think about it. Every great achievement, every meaningful connection, every moment of joy or growth happens in the present. It's not something you can plan for in the future or relive from the past. It's something you experience in the here and now. The present is where you take that first step toward your goals, where you have that conversation that changes everything, where you make the choice to be better, to do better, to live better. It's the only moment where you have control, where you can actively shape your life and your destiny. And yet, so many of us waste it. We let it slip away, distracted by what's already happened or what might happen, instead of focusing on what's happening right in front of us. The present is also where you find clarity. When you're fully engaged in the now, you're able to see things as they are, not as you wish they were or fear they might be. You're able to make decisions from a place of awareness and intention rather than reactivity or habit. You're able to connect more deeply with the people around you, to listen more attentively, to respond more thoughtfully. The present is where you find your center, your grounding, your sense of self. It's where you can tune out the noise of the world and tune into your own inner voice, the one that knows what you truly want and need. But living in the present isn't always easy. It requires discipline, focus, and a willingness to let go of what you can't control. It means releasing the grip of regret, the weight of guilt, the pull of nostalgia. It means quieting the endless chatter of what ifs and if-onlys that can consume your mind. It means accepting that the past is over and the future is not guaranteed, and that the only thing you have is this moment. And while that can feel daunting, it's also incredibly freeing, because when you let go of what you can't control, you make room for what you can. You create space for action, for growth, for possibility. The present is also where you build momentum. Every small step you take today, every choice you make, every effort you put in adds up. It creates a ripple effect that extends into the future, shaping the direction of your life in ways you may not even realize. The present is where you plant the seeds of your dreams, where you lay the foundation for your goals, where you take the first step on the path to your aspirations. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing something now. Because every moment you spend in action, no matter how small, is a moment you're moving forward. And let's not forget that the present is where you find joy. It's in the little things, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of laughter, the taste of your favorite meal. It's in the moments of connection, of creativity, of stillness. Joy isn't something you find in the past or the future. It's something you experience in the now. When you're fully present, you're able to appreciate the beauty and richness of life in a way that's impossible when you're stuck in your head, worrying about what's next or regretting what's already happened. So if you want to reclaim your power, start by reclaiming the present. Focus on what you can do today, right now in this moment. Let go of what's behind you and what's ahead of you, and fully engage with what's in front of you. Because the present is not just a moment in time, it's an opportunity. It's your chance to take control, to make a difference, to create the life you want. And when you embrace it fully, when you live in the now, you tap into a source of power that is boundless. The present is your power. Use it wisely. Form that drives us to create, to innovate, to inspire. And as long as you're breathing, they're within your reach.